Welcome back to another episode of Richie on the Rocks. Seated here with me today is another one of my really, really good friends, someone who is blazing up the charts online. His name is Mr. Bouvier, Mr. Maurice Bouvier. He is here with us, sitting down on the couch. Singer, songwriter, entertainer. Welcome to the show.
It's always good to be here.
Yes, thank you so much for participating today. So let's jump right in. You have a new single out. It's called Fade.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about it.
I have a new single out. It's called Fade, and it was written by my good friend D. Davis. He's an amazing writer. You're going to see a lot and hear a lot more from him. I mean, you know him personally, yes, working with you as well. And it's an R&B single. It's a pretty good song. It's a pretty good sound for me.
Describe your sound. Like, how would you describe it? I mean, I know. Tell the people how you would describe it.
Well, I'm an R&B singer. So my sound is very, I would say throwback R&B, like very 90s R&B. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much what it's given right now.
Why? What leads you in that direction?
Well, it took a long time for me to discover the sound that I really wanted to go for. I was raised in church, so gospel has always been, my thing. I didn't ever want to deviate from singing gospel. people would book me for events and weddings, and I would like, what do you want me to sing? No. Okay. I wish, because they really got the coin. They pay, like before you sing, not 2 weeks later. But no, I really didn't want to deviate from any gospel music. I just I feel like my voice was blessed and anointed, and I just want to do gospel. So I would get, their selections for the wedding. I was like, no, I can't sing this, or whatever. I would do that, but it just took me a long time to really, just to work on myself and know that it's a gift. And, the gift, I have free range with it. Right. So I've just started doing R&B. I thought I wanted to do pop music. Right. Because I was still trying not to get into.
You started with that. I mean,
I started my first single.
Song with that, so.
My first single was called Love Board. I wrote it myself in the shower. It was just something I had, and I was like, I want to put this out and get a feel for if people really like me, if people really like my voice, if they're gonna, check for me like that. People loved it. They received it well. Right. I did get some feedback from people who know me, and they were like, okay, this is a great song, but we know what your voice really sounds like. Right. We know you sound like Luther. We know you sound like John Legend. We know you sound. It was an auto-tune, but when you sing different genres of music.
Not that there's anything wrong with auto-tune.
No. Auto-tune is perfect, because if you're not on the notes, auto-tune will bring you up to the note or bring you down to the note. But no, it's just when you sing different genres of music, you give different emotions. Right. So versus if I'm singing a pop song, I'm giving a more happy, I'm giving more upbeat. If I'm singing an R&B, which people love, I'm giving you an authentic sound that you can tell this is what you were born to do. Mm-hmm. Versus pop, I got some feedback that my voice was too heavy for pop from people that didn't know me. I did a little feedback thing. Oh, your voice is great, but it's a little too heavy for pop. Pop is a little lighter. I was like, well, I don't sing lighter. I don't sing bright. So I had to transition. And the good thing about working with Dimitri is Dimitri writes for my voice. Okay. And he will write what I need to sound like and versus what I want to sing. I'll have an idea. He's like, I want to sing this. He's like, no, I'm going to write this for your voice. You're going to love it. And this is your sound.
So who are some of your influences? Like, who inspires you in terms of music? Like, who did you grow up listening to?
I was fortunate to grow up with my mom, who she loves music. So I always heard Luther. It was Luther. That was like, it was everything Luther Vandross in my house. Also Anita Baker, who is my favorite all-time singer. Right. So it was kind of but my voice was so deep at a young age. I'm naturally a baritone bass. Right. So there were a lot of singers that did not sing in my range. So I was always shy to let people hear me sing, because they always said I sounded like Barry White. And
that's not a bad thing.
If you're in junior high, it's not cool to sound like Barry White. So I didn't really want people to hear my voice, because I just couldn't find anybody that it sounded close to that was out. Everyone was singing in falsetto. All the guys were singing in first tenor. So I just kind of, just stuck to myself. And then it always, a girl is always involved when you're trying to figure out what's going on. I discovered it was B.B. Winans. I wanted to be in a talent show, and he had a song with CeCe Winans called "It's Okay." And that was the first time people really heard me sing. And I was singing, and my high school crush, she came in the auditorium, and I was singing, and she just started screaming. And I was like, is she okay? And she just said she was in love with my voice.
Okay.
She was like, your voice is so deep, it's so sexy, it's so natural. And so it was at that point I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this.
Okay.
No one else is singing like this right now, and I'm gonna do it. So
Okay.
I started singing the national anthem at basketball games and football games in high school, and that was my favorite song to sing. It was the national anthem.
That's a
was
pretty
my
tough
favorite.
song to sing.
It is, and I don't understand why people
mess it up a lot.
I don't get it. It's that was his rendition.
Well, no, I mean, actually, no shade. I did not hear that version, but I heard people online talk about it, and props to Jamie Foxx for trying to make it different. But some songs I feel like you probably just shouldn't change.
Well, Marvin Gaye did his own version of it. It was great. You've had a couple different people do different things with the national anthem, and it turned out great.
It's a hard song to sing, though, already.
I don't get what's hard about it, but
Oh, I mean,
it's different. I'm a professional.
All right, so you're singing the national anthem and all that good stuff, and then what happens next?
After that, it's just something that I continue to do in my room and at church only. It was nothing that I thought that I could take beyond church.
Right.
It was nothing that I thought I could take beyond.
Why?
Because there was no one around me at the time that was actively pursuing a career in singing. Okay. When you grow up and you see Michael Jackson or you see Tevin Campbell, you see all of these young artists starting at a young age, and I was older. So it's like, I think I missed it. People would say, oh, you have to be a baby when you do stuff like that. Listening to people who weren't doing it, who had no idea.
Which we should never do.
We should never. And they're usually in your family.
Right.
So you should never listen to people who are not knowledgeable about what it is your dream is, because they don't know. Right. They don't know. But it really can affect your life, and you will believe them just because you feel like they know what's best for you. So you'll believe whatever they say. So I believed that for a very long time, that I couldn't do it because I was too old. And I didn't live in Hollywood, and I didn't live in New York.
Gotcha.
I lived in Richmond, Virginia. So it wasn't something that I thought I could do until I moved to D.C.
So did you have any, outlets for what you wanted to do outside of, singing at home or,
Church. Church. I was the lead vocalist at church. I led praise and worship at church. I was the choir director at church. So,
you were the church.
I was the church. The pastor would ask me to travel with him to sing, before he preached. At any point in the sermon, he'll be like, give them on the mic. So, that was an outlet for me. I enjoyed church, but there was something, I felt very limited singing in church, because I felt like, I could share what I had with more people outside of church.
Right. You're kind of, when you're singing gospel, you're singing about the gospel.
Right,
particularly.
right.
And then inspirational is kind of related to that.
Right.
To a certain degree.
Right.
So what's your music like now at this point?
Now at this point, I'm really focusing on R&B music. I want to make music that is timeless. Right. I want to make music that can.
I hear people say that a lot. A lot of artists will talk about, oh my God, my album is timeless. What is timeless? Tell me about that.
For me, timeless is when I think about the things that are going on in the world today. With the police brutality and just all the things in different cities. I remember music by Stevie Wonder, and I remember music by Marvin Gaye and people like that. Their music really wanted to make you be better, and it really wanted you to do something to change the environment and the world you live in. And I want my music to be like that. I want my music to say something, not to knock anything that's out now, I think, because there's a time and a place for everything, but there are so many artists out now that their music is just not saying anything. I can barely listen to the radio. I'm not going to call out any names on these songs or anything, but it's like off. I just can't. I just don't understand, because music is very powerful. It's very powerful, and I don't understand. A lot of people don't see how powerful they can be as artists when they can create songs that can make people want to love themselves, love someone else, and just be better. So I want my music to be like that. I want my music to make people fall in love, with themselves or with someone else. I want some baby making music, That's when it's timeless, I could put it on at any given time. And, even if I'm dead and gone and I'm in glory, people can still play my music and they can feel like it's connected.
What can you name maybe your top 3 timeless albums?
Songs in the Key of Life, Stevie Wonder.
Okay.
Rapture, Anita Baker. I'm struggling with the third one. I would say Whitney Houston's first album.
Okay.
I can't think of the name of it right now, but it's timeless.
Okay.
It's timeless.
So you kind of want your music to inspire people.
Yes.
A little bit.
Different generations, different nationalities. I want everyone to feel connected to my music.
So I noticed you said something earlier about how, you had a notion that you had to be a certain age to kind of pursue music. How has that changed for you at this point? Because you're older. I mean, you're older than you were.
I'm older than
yes.
You know what
I'm saying, than you were when you were in high school, and you
right.
didn't kind of pursue it then. What has changed for you now that has said, you know what, I don't care anymore?
Because the thing about it, when there's a calling, there's a passion on your life, it's not going to go away until you do it.
You're right.
And I have just accepted that this is not going to go away. Mm-hmm. It's going to nag at me, it's going to eat at me until I get it out, because that's where it's supposed to be. And like I said, when I moved to DC, I met so many people that are doing it, at different ages and different levels, and just beginning, and they've been doing it for a while. And it's really inspired me to go ahead and do it. To connect with those people and get done what I need to get done.
What would be your message to anyone out there who was looking to pursue this type of career? Like, what, at any age, what would you say to them now that maybe you didn't know before?
I would say get connected with people who are doing what you love. That's the most important thing. And also just believe in the gift that's within you. Start doing it. Stop dreaming about it and do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's shift gears just a teeny bit. So are you working on an album?
I am currently working so hard. I'm working on a debut album right now. I've already titled it 4.0.
Why is that?
Because I'll be 40 this year. This is my... I know I look 22, but I'll be 40 this year. So that's it's really important that I get this done. It really is. And so I've titled it 4.0. So it will be, I'll always remember this album as the album that I put out when I was about to just go into a new chapter of my life. So I'm trying to put that together. I'm trying to make sure that it's a good representation of who I am. Mm-hmm. Sometimes writers want to push you in another direction, right. But I'm trying to get out of eye and say, listen.
So, I'm a party starter. You're going to have any party starter songs on your album? Like,
well,
gonna be about?
It's so hard because...
What's the tempo going to sound like?
The hard thing about it is because I have friends like yourself, and your music is so fun, and it's so, it's so turned up. Right. But that's not me. Right. So, sometimes I'm like, that's just not who I am. That's not my purpose. So I think I will have some party songs on there. But it's still going to be more of that R&B, 90s party music, not necessarily, what's out now. I'm a crooner. I love to croon. I love to do ballads. I love love songs. So you will get some of that. You will definitely get some inspirational music.
What do you think about... Wait, you don't have a gospel song on here?
When Jesus says yes.
Okay. Well, all right.
It won't necessarily be gospel, but it will be inspirational.
Type thing?
Baby, yeah.
I actually hate that song, but I mean,
that's what.
I don't know why.
Even the Gladys Knight and Boyz II Men version.
I don't know if I pay attention to that, but I'm just saying it just grains on my nerves.
I have to. It's who I am. Yeah. If I'm going to be authentic, then I have to let people see the whole package of who I am. I put it like this: if my grandmother can't listen to it, then I can't do it. Oh. That's my measure.
Well, that's okay. I like it. So we're going to take a quick break real quick, and we will be right back with more from Mr. Maurice Bouvier.
Big dreams and good grades aren't enough to get into college. There are actual steps you need to take. Finding someone who can help is the first and most important. For the next steps, go to knowhowtogo.org.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad
One more
today.
time. All those boys are much too much. Those boys.
Look, I had a rough day at work. I don't need you hassling me about my smoking.
Hey, I just smoke when I'm out with my friends.
Yeah, cigarettes are expensive, but I work, I pay my bills, I can afford it.
You know you gotta die something. Might as well be cancer.
What are you passing along to your kids? Quit for yourself, for your family, for your legacy. For free help, call or go online.
Just a little cough. Nothing to worry about.
So, what do you think about the current state of R&B right now? Like, is there anybody out there that you're listening to that you love right now, that you know, that's really doing it for you musically?
The current state, I think R&B is coming back. You know, I think people are trying to.
So you think it left?
You said what?
You think it left? You said it's coming
I
back.
think we went through a phase where people didn't see the importance of R&B music.
Ah, okay.
I think everybody wanted to drop it, everybody wanted to shake it, twerk it. People didn't see the importance of what R&B music, why we really need it.
Right.
We really need R&B music. We really need people to sit down, calm down, and just listen, you know?
Yeah.
You know, so right now, I love Molly music. He has some great music. I think his music is going to be timeless.
Okay.
We're going to, I don't know what he's working on now, but I think we're going to listen to his music for a very long time. John Legend is one of the people I look up to like the most. I love his music.
Because you did a cover of John Legend last
Yes.
time you performed at the Ask Ray Steam show.
Yes.
Correct?
Every time I perform, I try to do some John Legend. I'm trying to steer out of that, but it's my go-to. I love his music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Anybody else that you're kind of like, well, what do you think about like artists like Chris Brown or Jeremy, you know, who are really kind of like, I want to say they're kind of pushing the envelope with R&B music right now.
I like what
Almost
Chris Brown
veering
is.
into hip hop a little bit.
Chris
but also
Brown's
a little bit
music-
into EDM.
Yeah, well, Chris Brown music has changed a lot. You know, it goes through different phases,
Right.
and I enjoy that about him. You know, he's from Virginia, so I'm always gonna give him props for what he does. Shout out to VA. But I feel like his music, he is trying to push into the R&B category more.
Okay.
Trey Songz as well.
Right.
So I think they're all realizing that it's time to come back home to some real R&B. Because when they saw Justin Timberlake and all these other artists win, all of these other artists that aren't of color
Right.
win awards for R&B music, I think it sent off a trigger to everyone to say, hey, we need to get back to this R&B music because we can't complain about it if we're not doing it.
All right, so last thing is that we will introduce your brand new video. So thank you for being here with us.
Thank you for
really
having me.
appreciate it, and thank you for watching another episode of Richie on the Rocks.
Sometimes you gotta know when you should fight. Sometimes you gotta know when you should fight. Sometimes you gotta fight.
Sometimes you gotta know when you should fight for love. When everyone around is saying just give up. We can't let go, can't give in. We've gotta hold on, we've gotta fight for this love.
out your armor and fight. Pull out your armor and fight. Let's go to war, everybody. It's time that we fight for love. Let's go to war, start it right. We ain't giving up. Let's go to war.
Who's the champion? It's wartime, son. Get your armor, get your war paint on, join the action. Here's some wisdom, love is no shine. Come here, have a seat. Here's what we need: camouflage for the hunt, set up the smoke screen, run for the hills, keeping this true. The games for the ass, dropping for the kill. It's time to get nasty. Watch and get your head beat. Guard for your heart, now watch if you can catch it. What's it gonna be? SKYE. Hands to the sky, stand up to your feet. Rise up with me, scream and then repeat. Rise up with me, scream and then repeat. It's a love war, son. Chant along with me. I will not
Go to
lose.
war, everybody. It's time that we fight for love. Let's go to war, start it right. We ain't giving up. Let's go to war.
Can't you feel the fire burning with desire? We've gotta hold on, we've gotta fight for this love. Can't you feel the fire burning with desire? We've gotta hold on, we've gotta fight for this love. Can't you feel the fire burning with desire? We've gotta hold on, we've gotta fight for this love. Can't you feel the fire burning with desire? We've gotta hold on, we've gotta fight for this love.
As long as we believe that this is worth the fight, it doesn't matter who is wrong or who is right. And maybe we can conquer anything. Maybe we can start all over again. Somebody's gotta fight for love. Can't you feel the fire burning with desire? Pull out your armor and fight. Pull out your armor and fight. Let's go to war, everybody. It's time that we fight for love. Let's go to war, start it right. We ain't giving up. Let's go to war.
Who's the champion? It's wartime, son. Get your armor, get your war paint on, join the action. Here's some wisdom, love is no shine. Come here,